We got to talk about the extension. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I am James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin, and we are here on a Wednesday evening with lots of news and excitement around the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, we are back in the building. We've got signings to talk about, of course, which Glenn hit on earlier. We've got pressers to talk about. We've got some news and notes from practices, and we're looking forward to getting into it. Nice day here in Baltimore. I've only been here for the second half of the day. Here it's been rainy a little bit. But Glenn, how you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing well. I mean, seeing the news, of course, the news of the day that broke the internet, the Ravens signing Jaire Alexander to a one-year deal. I mean, how could you not be happy if you're a Ravens fan? Not only just the signing and what it means for the defense and the team, but also kind of what this stance it shows the Ravens are taking. This is certainly an all-in year. For the Ravens, it seems like they're still a little shook from the first half of last season's pass defense, and they are continuing to make sure that never happens again, both from a staff building standpoint, all that they added to their coaching staff, and then as well as what they've done to this secondary with Malachi, with Awuzie, with now with Alexander. I mean, Jimbo, it's an exciting time to be a Ravens fan.
Dude, for sure. And I remember we talked about this. I'm glad you gave me the opportunity, of course, to give my opinion on this one. I remember we talked about it, and I kind of felt like a cop-out, but it is what it is, right? Like, it was about the money. What was the value in the contract? And I think, I'm sure you share my opinion here that the contract is a great deal, right? It's a great deal, and it's the second great deal we've signed in this offseason with newcomers, obviously DeAndre Hopkins as well. Similar to Jaire in that, former All-Pros, guys that are coming out here, and they're coming here for one reason, at least at the beginning, right? That's Lamar Jackson, right? Like, this is, to me, this is kind of one of the things I want to talk about tonight. Is it's really awesome. You know that your quarterback is different when he's a force multiplier. How many players, offense and defense, are just flocking to play with Dak Prescott?
Right.
How many play? You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's for the most money in the league, sure. But, you don't think Jaire could have gotten some more money somewhere else? I feel pretty good if he held out.
Reports are that he definitely turned down more money.
Right. So, I mean, and I'm sure DeAndre didn't want to just go to the highest bidder, and he could end up with New England, like Diggs, right? Made a lot more money. But I think it's so cool to watch. I mean, if you think about it, Glenn, how many quarterbacks in the NFL actually fall in that category? To me, obviously, Patrick Mahomes falls in that category. I think Josh Allen falls in that category. And I think Lamar, I don't know is there anyone outside of that? Like, I guess, I don't know. We haven't seen anyone go to Cincinnati on a gamble. Cincinnati doesn't sign their own players. I would think,
though, he's that kind of guy. But
the problem he's got is organization.
Well, the problem is they already gave all their money to the guys that are already there. So
yeah. No, for sure. But I mean, it's just really cool to have one of those guys.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so awesome.
Yeah, one of those guys, one of those organizations in general, right?
Yeah, 100%. But even if the Ravens have been a top-notch organization forever, I mean, I guess we signed some vets, Antoine or Bolden and Steve Smith and things like that in Joe's time. But I don't think people were banging down the door the same way they would with Lamar to play with him. It's not a knock on Joe. Lamar is just that dude.
Yeah. There's no doubt, Jimbo. There's been a shift. I mean, we remember just a few years ago. Yeah, and DK brought up before the show that the criticism about the Ravens giving so much money to a guy like OBJ, but it looks like that, I mean, in combination with other things, but certainly the OBJ sign, the success that was in that he stayed healthy all season. He was there, when the Ravens needed him, and they kept him healthy, Jimbo. Like, they kept this guy on the field, and he ended up getting a contract afterwards. And I think now we're seeing the fruits of that contract and kind of that relationship. And now we're getting guys on the cheap and not having to overpay people. I think it's a pretty cool time. But also, I want to talk about what it is from Jaire's perspective a little bit, Jimbo, because he's getting quite a pretty package here too. Yeah, he's not making the most money he could possibly be making, but he's joining. I mean, maybe the best as far as defensive prowess and being known for that side of the ball. I talked about earlier on the show. No team has given up fewer points than the Ravens since the 2000 season, and it's not really that close, even from second. So he gets to go to that. He gets to go to a team led by, like you said, Lamar Jackson, the MVP, the all-world, the best quarterback and the best player in the league. That's pretty exciting too. He gets rejuvenated, a change of scenery. He gets to prove himself on a 1-year deal while he's still plenty young enough and plenty capable enough to score a monster contract next season if he does what he's supposed to do when you're surrounded by great players and you're a great player yourself. You're supposed to ball out. And I think that this is a huge opportunity for him. So while it's maybe lesser money today, it's very much so an opportunity to make way more money in the long run if he turns this opportunity into, a successful season, a Pro Bowl season, and potentially, a Super Bowl. We know what that does to people's values, especially good players. So even though he might be taking a lesser contract now, like you mentioned, he's not going to a crappy team where he's going to, he's going to struggle to find motivation because they're not going anywhere. No, I think he could make more money doing it this way, just might not make that money this year.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's certainly a strategic play for him as well, right? And then Terrence Jr. 32 says, I'm so excited for this defense. Let's go Ravens. It's crazy that we're talking about the defense because the offense is so good too. I mean, this team as a whole has all the promise in the world. I mean, we've got to stay healthy this year. That's what it's going to be about here. And that's what it's about every year. But goodness gracious, this team has all the potential in the world. And I'm really looking forward to a good football season. But to your point, I think he's with a good, like you said, I mean, strategically for him, he's with a good group. He's not going to be asked to do too much, I don't think. And going to be able to be around a unit that's deep. He's not going to be the main dog.
Bless you. Bless you, Jimbo.
Thank you.
Well, look, Jimbo, on the screen here, I got this from Coach Evans, so shout out to Coach Evans on X. Is this – look, it's going to be a bit skewed because it's showing also some re-signs. But look, those were huge returning pieces to this team. But then you see the additions: DeAndre Hopkins, Cooper Rush, Chidobe Awuzie, and then now you add Alexander to this list. I mean, it's hard not to think that this roster hasn't had a massive upgrade from last year to this year. And it was a pretty good roster last year, but it just seems like, especially on the defensive side of the ball, Jimbo, there's been massive changes in a good way.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think when you texted me the news, I think what I texted back was something like all in, right? Like this team is clearly all in, right? I think part of what we're seeing this offseason is a GM who has been assistant GM for a long time, but Eric DaCosta hasn't been our GM like for that long. I mean, hasn't been in comparison to Ozzie, certainly. For a Ravens GM, he's still like young in his britches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's exciting. I think this is a reflection of him just continuing to learn and sharpen his skills and improve his craft. So it's exciting, man. He's really putting a lot in on this season, and it's while still, certainly with our young guys, as long as they continue to develop, being able to keep that eye on the future. So yeah, no, I'm really excited about this roster, man. It's the dedication to improving has been awesome because he can sit on his hands.
Oh yeah. Especially when you look at how good they were on the offensive side of the ball and how they finished the season on the defensive side. He could say, well, we're pretty good. We got a pretty damn good roster. But no, as soon as they saw Jaire come up and was available, they obviously pounced on him. And man, I can't wait to see this secondary. Jimbo, I showed it earlier. I'm going to bring it up one more time, and we got to talk. This secondary, Jimbo, it's hard. You'd be hard pressed to find a secondary that's more capable than this one. And you pair that with the additions to the front seven. And Kyle Hamilton on the back end is almost getting lost in all the news because the additions of Malachi Starks, Jaire Alexander. Awuzie could end up being a solid addition for us and a really good player. TJ Tampa's looking to kind of make his presence felt. Jimbo, how are they going to have, how do they make the decision? They're going to have to cut a good player here, Jimbo, at the end of camp, unless injuries
a good vet or a good young player. Promising there's really no two ways about it. It's a good problem to have, and I'm sure we're happy to have it. But it's really exciting stuff, man. I agree with you. You'd be hard pressed to put another unit up against this unit and feel like, that team is, or that specific unit is better. I just want to the Jaire conversation. I mentioned before I was down in Charlotte recently, and I drove past the Bank of America Stadium, and I guess the Panthers were offering him some money. Dude, I wouldn't. You should hear the fans down there talk about the owner.
They can't stand him.
Oh, nothing to do with him, man. It's a tough situation to have a
Well,
I hope we never have to
pull over where they like there was a bar that had like a fire Tepper sign in their lawn or something, and the owner pulled over and confronted the bar manager about like you're losing it. You're not going to win that. It looked horrible. They got it on camera. Like it's just. Yeah, they're a mess down there.
Yeah, I think my Uber driver told me that they just signed a deal with the city, like a multi-billion-dollar deal to improve their practice facility, but their stadium is like 50% and below in capacity on game day. I mean, it's real. It's like,
well, you got to win. I mean, you can't
gotta win, man.
Trotting a bad product out there, so.
Right? That's 100%. It is what it is, dude. But yeah, overall excited about Jaire Alexander, looking forward to it, and hoping that he stays healthy and gets a real opportunity here to just showcase what he can do, even if it is a 1 year deal. Look, if he plays well here, it's good for everyone, good for him and good for us.
No doubt. But Jimbo, that's not the only news today. Obviously, today was the second of a 3-day OTA that started yesterday, and man, I mean, incredible attendance. It looks like as of yesterday, everyone on the roster was in participation outside of Darius Washington, of course, who had the freshly torn Achilles. Bo Braid is back at practice. So I think it was just Darius Washington and Emory Jones who's battling that shoulder injury that I think, man, dang, it's like if Emory can get out on the field, he can compete, but I think it's going to be tough for him because apparently, according to coach, he's still looking at maybe returning at some point in camp, but didn't give any definitive answers as to when that might be. But outside of those two guys, Jimbo, 100% participation by the roster.
Let's go, man. I love to hear that. Love to see that. We're off to a good start, Glenn. I'm trying not to get too excited too early. I mean, we haven't done our yearly way too early win-loss prediction. I'm feeling undefeated season, baby.
I love it. Okay. I mean, I'm not shocked that you said this. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is no surprise. But Jimbo, I got to ask you, I got to get your take on this. I'm curious because I mean, he looks good. Lamar looks good in his presser. He looks good. But he didn't like being kind of described as being skinny. In his most recent press conference, says he'd rather be described as fit. That's it sounds better. But man, I mean, he is thin looking, Jimbo. He said I'm still a 200. I hope he means he's a little more than 200, because if he's just 200, that's really thin. Do you like this new? I mean, he's awfully thin, Jimbo. Does this worry you at all from a ability to withstand the rigors of an NFL season? Or are you excited about this new svelte look from Lamar Jackson?
I care about Lamar's weight this much. I don't care anymore. I feel like I used to care a lot more. I just don't anymore, because I think that what works best for Lamar works best for the Ravens. Mm-hmm. And so whatever he feels best is going to be what's best for us, right? So, yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to choose, certainly, I think that whatever the outcome is of him getting in the gym more and whatever that looks like is what I want. Like, if he just happens to be a guy that's generally like a quote-unquote basketball build, fine. I don't care. Like, that's just kind of how it is if that's the outcome of him being in the gym more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
100%. Yeah.
I'm good with it, dude. You can tell he's been intentional about his work, and that's what matters most. I'd rather him be doing that than eating cereal on the couch.
Yeah, it sounds like the guy's been eating the right things. He said it's just this is what happens when you eat fruit, and I can't remember what else he said, but he's keeping himself healthy. I think the biggest thing quarterbacks is flexibility. You got to stay in shape. You got to be strong to some degree, but I think flexibility is what matters most. I know that's 100%. What Tom Brady.
I mean, Brady talked about it all the time.
Yeah, that's what he focused on. So I'm excited. I think this might lead to him being a little quicker, a little faster, a little more elusive than he already is, and hopefully that added flexibility as well. So, but I did think it was funny. He didn't like being called skinny. He didn't like that one bit.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, this guy's he's got. It looked like he was trying to put his hand under his muscles though to make him look bigger. I don't know.
Look, at the end of the day, I mean, I get it, but at the end of the day, of course, he knows this as well. It's all about the performance of the edifice that you have built up, right? Like not the way that it looks, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
No
I mean,
doubt
think about it. Think about it. TJ Watt, no knock to TJ, but he doesn't look like Myles Garrett.
No, well, nobody does.
I mean, I guess, and then even like Trey Hendrickson, right? Trey Hendrickson put up what 17 and a half 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Trey doesn't have, I mean, he's tall, but
he's got a little jelly bowl there, though. Yeah, I mean, when you sit him next to Myles Garrett, they don't look like they're from the same planet.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's anyway, I get it, Lamar. I feel for you, dude. Don't worry. You're the skinny one. I'm the short, chubby one when I line up at races. So it's okay. It's all good. I feel you, bro.
Well, let's get to some other news here, Jimbo. I did see a couple camp notes coming out of yesterday's camp. I did want to throw this up on here just so you guys can see this. But we do want to react to some of the press conferences as well. But look like quite a few interceptions from yesterday's practice, according to Jeff Zrebiec. Said TJ Tampa made a juggling interception in the end zone off of Cooper Rush. Ruben Lowry, an undrafted free agent out of Tennessee, Chattanooga, making a bunch of plays, took one away from Dayton Wade, our guy. Trenton Simpson got a pick off Lamar. Trenton Simpson making his presence felt as a pass cover guy. We know he has the speed and athleticism, just needs to get the processing, as John called it, to catch up to it. But I'm kind of curious, Jimbo, if everyone's healthy and the Ravens had their way, who do you think would be on the field more often in passing situations? Do you think Trenton Simpson, even if he does everything he's supposed to do and plays well and takes that next step, do you still think there's a good chance that he's going to be on the sideline on third downs when you look at what we have in the secondary, both at corner and safety?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Glenn. And I think the answer is yes. And dude, I really think that Teddy's going to be that dude.
You think Teddy Buchanan's taking his job?
I think he's going to be that guy.
He seems like more the guy that they need, right? See ball, get ball, like just get your tackles, because I don't know how anyone other than Roquan is going to crack the field on third down as a linebacker on this
right
team. I don't know how.
Right. You're 100% right. Yeah. But I do think he's going to run to two things, right? Like you said, the depth in the secondary, but also, I mean, we've talked about it. I think that Teddy is really gunning for him. Now, we heard Simpson talk and how much more confident he feels this year and things like that. And I get that. It's not that I'm like, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I actually just think very highly of Teddy as a player, and all the reviews, and all the things you hear about him. I think this is going to be an interesting one for Trenton Simpson. Gonna be interesting.
Man, it's a tough spot for him. I think it's a tough spot, but hey, if he earns it, then it's only a good thing for the Ravens, and they're certainly going to benefit. I do want to get. I saw that somebody on one of the social media sites was kind of kicking around the idea that after the Jaire signing is the biggest kind of question mark, the biggest kind of concern right now left on this team. Is it now the kicking unit? Like, is now the biggest question mark on this whole team? What's going on with Tyler Loop? He went 2 for 4 yesterday during team sessions. It looks like he missed an extra point and a 42-yarder. He was good from 43 and 45. John Hoyland, his competitor out of Wyoming, was 4 for 4. And it looked like Tyler Loop is already, having to get encouragement from some of our more experienced veterans on the team. Harbaugh even had to pull him aside. I don't like this, Jimbo. I want my kicker to be the most confident guy in every room he walks into. If he's already starting to get have to get attaboys and pats on the back from his teammates. I'm a little nervous about kicker, Jimbo.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And look, it's not even cold yet, but I was nervous about him leaving the balmy conditions of Arizona, right? And that having an impact on him. But look, whoever it ends up being, I don't care. I just want him to have, like you said, ice in their veins, dude. There was certainly very little doubt until this last year when Justin Tucker walked out on the field how he felt about his ability to kick the football between the goalposts.
Yeah.
And we've got to have that, to your point. That does make me a little nervous. And I think to answer your question, I guess you're right, dude. I guess you're right. That might be our biggest question mark at this point. Crazy to think about, right?
Yeah. We took it for granted for all those years.
Yeah, I mean, comes at you fast, dude.
Yeah, but I just hope whoever wins that battle, I mean, they might have to keep the other guy on speed dial.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
right. Or on how does that work? I mean, you can put him on the practice squad, right?
Yeah, the old taxi, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to get oh man, I'm nervous. I just don't want it to come down to, I mean, all the work that these guys put in. I mean, I hate to say it, but because kickers put in a lot of work too. But I don't want to be one of those teams where it comes down to their kicker and he's just blowing it.
A disappointment.
You know, like but I trust these guys. They know what they're doing. This is Randy Brown's guy, right? The kicking guru, Randy Brown, said this is his guy. I guess we'll have to trust him for now. And by the way, can I just say this? Because I'm looking at a picture of him right now. Lamar's braids were cool as hell looking.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw and took notice.
No, yeah.
I couldn't stop looking. I'm like, damn, that shit is looking cool.
I could never be that cool.
It looks uncomfortable though. To pull your hair that tight. It looks like it would be, but it looks so freaking cool. Whoever did those braids, seriously talented. Like I was looking at it, it's so symmetrical on both sides. Like serious talent, whoever did that.
I could never do that. I can't even draw a stick figure. Could you? Oh, dude, if I had to braid someone's hair, you know how bad it would look?
Skills. Like whoever did that has serious skills. Jimbo, I got to get your take on this. I don't know if you guys have saw it yesterday during Lamar's presser, along with his, go get him to Eric when he was talking about Jaire Alexander. He also broke off, wasn't really asked about it, kind of broke off on his own to just deliver a passionate defense of Mark Andrews. Said, he said, look, he saw a bunch of stuff talking about his guy, Mark. He's like, Mark is that guy. Like, I mean, I got to imagine if I'm Mark Andrews, if you guys haven't seen it, I mean, he goes on about Mark for a little while. Like, that's got to make Mark feel like $1,000. Like, my guy's got my back when unannounced, wasn't challenged on it and then defended. Just, you know what? I've been meaning to talk about my guy, Mark Andrews. And we're continued to be reminded about how good this guy is. And that's another issue where I think we take for granted how good he is, how every metric shows how this guy's a freak show when it comes to getting open, separating, despite not being the most fleet of foot. Like, you don't look at him and go, man, he's quick in a phone booth. But yet he finds a way to always get open in big ways. His target passer rating is number 1 as pass catchers all league last year. Like, I loved seeing Lamar Jackson take a stand for his guy, Mark Andrews.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what we've been talking about is that everyone's really excited about Likely, and so are we. But it's also probably pretty unfair to Likely to say, hey, turn around and our expectations are Mark is the floor. Right. Like it's anything less than that is a disappointment. Like that's a little unfair. He's only the franchise leader in touchdowns.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it will be really, as far as the saga in the wide receiver room, the tight end room, it will be interesting to see how this thing plays out. What happens? You know what I mean? Next year, who are we talking about? Middle of the season, who's getting a contract? Is anyone? Anyway, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. But also you know this well as I, not surprised because Lamar knows that that they have mutually benefited from each other, right? From day one, they stepped on the field together. They have really, connected and benefited from the presence of each other on the field. So I get it, man. We all got our guys.
Yeah, no doubt. And I love that he's still, he's still riding with Mark no matter what happened at the end of last season. Also asked
All right.
about the contract situation, Lamar.
I was about to go into that. Yeah.
Oh, good. Lamar Jackson did not want to talk about it, but did say it sounds good when Jamison Hensley said, the prediction is you'll be the highest paid player ever. I'm kicking it to you because it does feel like it's only a matter of time after the Jaire signing because they have to create some additional cap space. And of course, it's an absolute must before I believe next season's cap hit is supposed to be like 70 million. Like they cannot operate under that. When do you think we'll see an announcement on a contract extension?
Yeah, I don't know when we see it. Do we see it since he's in town a little more now? You know what I mean? I feel like Lamar doesn't have an agent, of course, so I feel like the more he's around, the higher likelihood is. But also, I feel like he's the type of guy that would just kind of like. So when did we see it? His big extension list, that was on draft day, right? The day Zay got drafted.
Was it?
It was on draft day.
It was that morning. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that was early on in, it's April. April is here and gone, man.
Yeah.
We're dang near in June.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how this thing shakes out because how much is he going to want to dedicate to that in season?
Yeah.
Anyway,
it seems like he does have that cutoff, right?
Right.
And I don't know if it's in season or like it's the start of training camp. My take is it happens before the start of training camp.
All right, that's fair. So then, yeah, you're 2 feet in the water at that point, right? So, yeah. Yecall says, "Hey, Jimbo and Glenn, the Dallas flock is stoked. Let's go, baby."
Dallas, okay.
Let's go, son.
That's got to be tough to be a fan of any other team in Dallas other than the Cowboys.
It's actually, I'll tell you what, though, and Yecall can probably relate. I only know this because I've spent time down there with Eric and stuff. It's really fun because when you're a Ravens fan, you get to troll because people are so convinced that the Cowboys are doing it this year every year and they're all in and they're this, that, and you just get to troll them. Like, you guys just aren't good. You're not going to win.
It's easy too. Like, it's just so easy.
Yeah. And so it's a good time. It's a different feeling than like when you're dealing with someone that's another AFC North rival. Like, I can't just say that we are franchise-wise for the past 15 years superior to the Steelers. I can't say that, right? I believe that, but like I can't say. Now, it's very easy for me in every argument to make that argument about the Cowboys. What'd you say?
I think we can say it.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's a much easier argument with the Cowboys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The Cowboys have been, the model for increasing your value while not getting any better. I mean, they do that at a very, very high level. But also, quick shout out to Lamar for accepting the PFWA Writers NFL MVP award from Jamison Hensley. Gracious as always, accepting any award. And I don't know what the hell that organization is, but good for Lamar for winning an award.
Right, the real MVP. I mean, that's what it is, right? Sometimes you got to right some wrongs as much as you can. So, Glenn, Coach also talked about some open competitions today. One of my favorites, of course, being left guard. I'm still calling Ben Cleveland.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Jimbo.
How you feeling about it?
Well, I got bad news for you. I mean, look, it could happen. But as you see on the screen here, the trial is coming up for his arrest in February on suspicion of DUI. He pled not guilty, of course, but it is set for the middle of July during camp, I believe. And as you can see at the bottom here, he could be looking at a 3-game suspension under the NFL and NFLPA substance abuse policy if he's found guilty. Now, with looming possible suspension, wouldn't the prudent thing to do for the Baltimore Ravens to give Voorhees the bulk majority of the snaps because they know for a fact that he isn't facing suspension in the next month?
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. I do hope that Voorhees stays healthy, though.
Oh, here we go. I don't know if you do.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'll also say I think Ben's a better football player.
You do? Okay.
I do.
How come
I'm
John
just not impressed? I'm not impressed. He got benched by McCary.
No, he got hurt.
Then why did he come back? If Derrick Henry hurts his ankle, he's coming back when he's healthy. If Lamar Jackson hurts his ankle, he's coming back when he's healthy.
Well, he's certainly not on their level.
Like, don't sell me on this continuity crap, because if it were that different, the output, Voorhees not sitting on the bench. It ain't happening. That's all I'm saying.
You know he had a soft spot for Pat McCary.
For sure, but soft spot or not, John's going to make a business decision.
Yeah. But look, that same guy made those same business decisions all last year when we were screaming for Ben Cleveland.
You were screaming for Ben.
Hold on. A lot of people were screaming for Ben
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
A lot of people. That's true. A lot of people.
A lot of people were going, what the hell is Ben Cleveland doing on the bench?
Mm-hmm.
And yet, your guy who made that business, he chose to bench Ben Cleveland last year.
Mm-hmm. And this is going to be the best Ben Cleveland anyone's ever seen. No distractions, Ben Cleveland. Let's go, baby. Toxicity out of his life, dude.
Okay. Hey, I'm rooting for him. I think. Hold on. I always hit the wrong one. I'm trying a new screen setup here, Jimbo.
All right. Nice. I wonder, do you also think that, you know what? I'm going to save this one for off air. I'm not going to go into it.
Oh, boy. This guy. Well, Jimbo, I will say this. It was nice. I'm gonna let you not go into it, by the way.
Yeah. Please save me.
Yeah.
Because I will get canceled so fast.
Yeah, please do not. Kyle Van Noy made his first appearance at Ravens OTAs after skipping all of the previous activities. And I know he's also coming off a water fast. I saw him.
I don't know why he did. I'm fine with it. I don't understand why, though.
I can't remember his reasoning, but I think he did announce why. It's supposed to be good for you. I don't know.
I agree. I just think the timing is weird.
Heading into camp. Yeah. You're right. Because he certainly, if he did even have any baby fat or unwanted weight, it's pretty easy to burn it up. But I guess camp isn't for another month. I shouldn't say that. Camp's not for another month. Just this little OTA thing here.
What's the longest you fasted, Glenn?
It's fat. What? 18 hours? I mean, I've never tried to fast, I don't think.
No?
For any substantial amount of time. Yeah. Probably 18 hours at the most. What about you?
24. I do a 24-hour fast once a month.
Once a month. Okay. And when do you start that 24-hour fast? What time?
After dinner on Saturday night.
And then you
like
eat
6
again.
p.m. And then I eat again at 6 p.m. on Sunday night.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not that bad.
Yeah, I could do that. I think. I don't know. Do you feel weird about halfway through? 24 hours isn't a lot. What did Van Noy just do?
72.
Yeah.
That'd be certainly much more difficult. I was just curious. I know it's like a trendy thing because, like, anyway, it does a lot of things to your body. I get it. I'm a big believer, but I was just curious based on, I think if I were in the middle, like in marathon prep, I'm not fasting.
Right. Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying? So it just seemed odd to me. I feel like if I did it now for him, I would do it right after the season is over.
Okay.
So anyway, that's just me.
I got you. Back to practice here. We did get to hear finally from DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
He did a pretty decently long presser. It's funny, everybody kept trying to goat him into comparing Lamar Jackson to Pat Mahomes and some of his other previous quarterbacks, and he wasn't taking the bait. He was professional all the way through. I tell you what, I've been really excited about hearing all the news coming out, the reactions from DeAndre Hopkins' performance thus far in camp. Sounds like he's got his speed still, because that's what you worry about. Is he going to lose his legs? Doesn't sound like that's the case. Like, his hands have been just raved about. The savviness that he plays with just kind of shows how good of a player he is and how long he's been doing it. That veteran guidance and leadership certainly seems to be making an impact on the team already, and we haven't even gotten to training camp. What have been your impressions? Like, thus far, has it been as expected or more than that, less than that? Give me your take on DeAndre so far.
Well, Glenn, you know what my take was when he signed?
That's right. More impactful than DK Metcalf.
Book it in any way that you can measure it. Even with all the Aaron Rodgers fluff and whatever. Book it right now. But no, I'm really, really excited. I'm also not surprised. I mean, I think that last year he was on a competitive team for like half the year, right? Like, I think I don't remember exactly what
He's the
week he went
Titans.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, he started out the Titans. I don't remember what part of the season was that he went over there. I want to say it was around the midpoint, but at least half the season, maybe a little more. He was with the Chiefs, and I think just you've talked about this, playing in a situation like that rejuvenates you.
Oh, yeah.
It just does. It's impossible that it wouldn't, right? So, yeah. And the other thing I'll tell you too is I kind of talked about Lamar being a force multiplier. One of the cool things about these veterans coming over and these these really good players is what even a guy like Marlon, even a guy like Jaire, even a guy like and certainly a guy like Wiggins, but all of these guys that have been in the league for a while, and you add Hamilton into that group, when they're being challenged by a veteran like DeAndre Hopkins, who knows how to get open even if he's not the fastest on the field, who knows how to use his body position, who knows how to high point the ball, it's going to help them so much as defenders as well. So there's a lot of impact that he'll have on this team outside of just making catches on the field on Sundays.
Yeah, no doubt. And I hope that the Ravens and Jaire, and DeAndre can do whatever they can to make sure that guy's healthy when we need him the most down the stretch in the playoffs. Because man, if they can, because that's the worry. Like, yeah, his legs look good now, but he's an older guy. It's a 17-game season, then the playoff rigors, and certainly cold weather is just an inevitability in the AFC. It's either here, Buffalo, Kansas City. You're playing somewhere outdoors in the cold, most likely, if you're in the AFC playoff run. So I hope they can get that guy through a season and he can be just as impactful and fast as he is now at the end of the season. But I did want to throw this up real quick, Jimbo, because I did just see something you might be interested. It kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. Harbaugh.
I think it's funny how you're like, it might just be, it might be a little interesting too. Like, look, I made my prediction. I'm sticking with it. I'm okay.
I like it. Okay, all right. I just didn't know if you'd seen the reports.
Okay, he's playing coy.
He's
yeah.
I love that. That's all he's doing, dude. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We obviously also heard from Marlon Humphrey, who man, he was excited. He's excited about this group. I obviously said it's a good problem to have too many good cover corners. But kind of brought to the attention of all of us that again, this is going to be a tough. If injuries don't settle this job, then man, what a decision Eric DeCosta, John Harbaugh, and others have to make, because it looks just like a star-studded group. But at the same time, Jimbo, with this addition, do you still believe that the Ravens could benefit from adding a veteran safety to this group after the injury to Ardarius Washington? And look, some minor injuries to Sanusi Kane and Bo Braid, who are expected to be, of course, available for training camp. But do you think they still have an opportunity to add at least a veteran competition to the group?
See, then it just becomes a numbers thing. Like, I see where it makes sense, but how many resources, dollars, and not just resources and dollars, but certainly you have roster limitations.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, we need one of these younger guys to simply fill shoes. And so for me, I think the most likely outcome is that it stays as is, but I also see your point that it could be beneficial. I just don't know how we do it. Like, I don't know, we can make the finances work, I'm sure, some way, but every team in our situation has to have a young guy step up. I don't know. How are you feeling about it?
First of all, do you have an allergy? What's going on, Jimbo?
So this is the thing. My nephew is here and he's now in my office. And I've noticed, though.
Oh my gosh.
I moved my office into the gym. So like my treadmill's right here. And then like this is my free weight section.
Yeah. I
have my L desk right here. So like, anyway, it's pretty funny watching me get down with the weights because now I have like half the space. And so I get creative with it, but it's good. Anyway, the reason I'm saying all that is because I've noticed ever since I've been in here, I've been sneezing more.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I just have a lot of dust in here in comparison to other rooms.
Okay.
Is my only guess. I don't know.
Gotcha. I mean, man, you're sneezing up a storm over there, Jimbo. But
Yeah, man.
I see what you're saying. It's like, how many dollars is too many? How many, like, they've already invested a lot in the secondary, both in draft picks, free agent signings, re-signings, extensions, all that. They've added a lot. But I do worry that I just don't know if these young guys are ready. Now, hopefully they are. And if they don't make a signing, then it kind of does tell me that the Ravens at least think that they're ready in the unfortunate event that somebody gets hurt above them, that Bo Braden and Snoozy King could at least come in and be an admirable fill-in for a game or two. But if they do sign someone, maybe that does say that they're not exactly sold that those two young guys are ready to step up into that kind of role. Like Ardarius was when asked last year. Maybe they're just not ready for that yet. But I do think that's the only spot left on the defensive side of the ball where I go, maybe they could add there. But everything else, man, is done. The defensive side, like, I guess maybe I guess I shouldn't tell. No, I think that's done. I was going to say maybe second another linebacker, but I think they're good at linebacker now. But yeah, okay, all right. So they're all done. I'm okay with them being done at safety as well, I guess is my final.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah.
I wanted to point out too, Jimbo, that they did announce. Oh man, where are they? They did announce the two practices when they would be with the two teams. But here it goes. Joint practices August 5th against the Colts, August 21st against the Commanders. So we'll certainly be trying to get out to one of those practices and hope that if you guys have the opportunity to, those are the best ones, the most fun, in my opinion. Jimbo, what else we got here?
Just got a text message from you. It made me laugh.
Oh.
Anyway, no, so I wanted to mention one other thing from the presser, and people picked up on it. Of course, the national news picked up on it. I love Lamar's mindset. I feel like has matured. It's really cool because I feel exactly what he's talking about in that, like, when you lose, you can learn from it. Like, you never get over it. You always have regrets about it. But the gold that you get from it, GOLD, gold that you get from it is the learning, right? Like, I totally, and understand that. I think it's so cool that he's come to as a player. Just hearing him talk gets me excited about him being the leader of our team, unlike some other quarterbacks around the league. So anyway, I like the whole. I think it's fun to go after vengeance and stuff like that. But as a whole, him talking about how he, kind of encapsulates last season and looks at his career as a whole and looks at this year as a new opportunity. I don't feel like that's the same Lamar that came in the league. Maybe he would say it is, but I think it's certainly a matured state of Lamar Jackson. A less frustrated, even though that was so painful, a less frustrated guy, knowing that it's football, just like you said. It's football, man. And no, it just got me excited.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is laser focused. Like, I mean, I love how he's like, I still haven't got peewee football losses that I haven't gotten over, and I'm with him, man. I'm not good at taking losses well either. I mean, you get over them to a degree, but you still, when you're laying down late at night, and something might pop into your brain, like, man, still thinking about losses from old time. I mean, I just, all that tells me, Jimbo, is that you care. That's the only thing that tells me, that he just cares like crazy and wants to win like crazy. And that's all you can ask for from your organization, from your best players, top to bottom. That's all fans want, is to know that you care and that you're trying like hell to win. Because that's the only type of organization I'd like to root for. And I think most fans would feel that way. So yeah, man, he's fun to root for. He's easy to root for, but man, do I hope like crazy he can get one. Because if he can just get one, I mean, it's going to be hard to argue. Somebody sent me or my buddy Rich sent me a crazy note, Jimbo. Like, you just forget, because, I mean, look, his season last year through the air was absolutely unbelievable, that you almost kind of take for granted and you forget some of the other parts of his game. And I don't know. I didn't even fact check this. It could be wrong, but apparently Lamar Jackson has only 214 yet less rushing yards in his career than Christian McCaffrey. Is that, can I get a fact check on that? Because I mean, this guy, 44 touchdowns, 4 picks last year. On top of, we just rush for another 1,000, just continues to keep defensive coordinators up at night and drive him absolutely batshit crazy. He's a freak show, Jimbo. He's an absolute freak show.
One of a kind. That's what I'm telling you. He doesn't play football, man.
What's that?
He doesn't play football.
He's playing a different game here, huh?
It's a different game, dude. Let's see. Hold on. This was last season. I'm going to get you there. Let's see. Dude, holy crap. Lamar Jackson has 6,173 rushing yards, while Christian McCaffrey has career 6,387. McCaffrey leads by 214.
I mean, isn't that crazy? Like, it's insane. Like,
now hold on. It might get even more insane. Lamar Jackson has 1,055 career rushing attempts. McCaffrey has 1,492, exactly 473 more.
And he only has 200 more yards.
Ridiculous.
Yep. Yep. So, I mean, he's absolutely insane. He's the reason why Jaire is here. He's the reason why DeAndre Hopkins is here. He's the reason why the Ravens are now a destination location and a place where veterans will go gladly pay for under their market value in hopes to be led to a championship by Lamar Jackson. There's just no doubt about it. It's pretty freaking awesome that we have this guy. And not only that we have this guy, Jimbo, but there's so many players when I would look back and I talked to my dad who has, just a bunch of Colts memorabilia on his wall. And he talks about the old players and, he talks about how the game used to be played. And I sometimes I'm like, man, it'd have been so cool to be alive back then when the game was just different back then, where they could just do whatever the hell they wanted from a physicality standpoint. And I go, man, I wish I was, but no, I don't wish I was, because I'm glad I have the opportunity to watch every snap of Lamar's career. It's pretty freaking awesome. I was telling Cam, my son, it's the same thing. I'm like, man, you're lucky. You're lucky to be able to see every snap. Like, I didn't really get to see Michael to the point where most got to see Michael play basketball. Like, we got to see him when he was a Wizard. He was I was too young to really appreciate it. But not with Lamar. We get to see it all with Lamar. I love it.
100%. Couldn't disagree with you more. Now, we've been teasing this out, so we have to, Glenn. DK brought something up. One, we have to do a roster comparison episode in comparison to the rest of the league, like a full-fledged episode. I think that's worth it. And then also, we still have to do our way too early predictions.
Yeah, well, look, we have a month to kill.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And we can do some other stuff as well. We'll do camp battle breakdowns. We're going to do our predictions for depth chart. We're going to do our predictions for the roster as a whole, all that stuff. So I think that's it for us tonight, Glenn, unless you got more on the docket.
That's it.
The Ravens are coming in hot here, doing all the right things, staying healthy. Make sure that you guys stay tuned. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because with our schedules and Glenn and DK's graciousness, we do different nights a week. Depending on the week and the schedules that we all have. So make sure you turn those notifications on so you can hop on when we're here. But that's it for us tonight, folks. We will talk to you soon.
See you.